President Trump is about to change everything for the United States if they don't kill him first, and we just got some bombshell news on that front, which we'll get to in a moment. It's shocking. Guys, we're at the ultimate tipping point moment right now for the United States. As of this Tuesday morning, there's only 42 days left until the election, and we better wake up to what's happening. We are going through the largest fundamental change in the structure of our country and the United States dollar in our history, period. I've got a couple of big news updates to get to today. These aren't just small stories. They are country-changing items that the mainstream media, of course, is ignoring. But first, on one side, you have a deep state that wants no borders at all in the United States. It wants to control and monitor everything you do. They want to come to your home if you're a legal gun owner. Listen to Kamala Harris.
And just because you legally possess a gun in the sanctity of your locked home doesn't mean that we're not going to walk into that home and check to see if you're being responsible.
Here's what Tucker Carlson said about Kamala's gun statement. This is openly totalitarian. If we don't resist this, we are done. He's absolutely right. And these are the same nut jobs that want a global government run by the United Nations. And the other side wants to return America to what made this country great: closed borders, self-sustaining drilling, manufacturing here at home, increasing tariffs so China can't destroy our country by dumping cheap goods here, by saying Washington will decide how Americans live, not the United Nations, or some global cabal led by billionaires like Klaus Schwab. Heck, we don't even know who's currently running the United States. Demented Joe Biden just held his first cabinet meeting in 2024 and immediately turned the meeting over to his wife Jill to run the meeting. You can't make this up.
So I'd like to turn it over to Jill and for any comments she has, and it's all yours, kid.
Thank you. You know, sometimes the White House surprises you.
This is unconstitutional. What the hell is happening here? This is why the deep state cabal is so worried about President Trump, because they won't control him. His plan, he just revealed, is to go back to the roots of George Washington's statement about keeping America focused on America. George Washington believed in isolationism. The deep state, though, has tried to make that a bad word, isolationism. It's not. George Washington believed it deeply, keeping foreign governments out of our business, and we stay out of other countries' business. Trump's running mate, Vance, just got attacked by that Ukrainian troll Zelensky for saying we need to end that war. Yeah, that little troll dictator who canceled democratic elections was in Washington yesterday begging for more money, signing missiles and weapons up in Pennsylvania, and lecturing Trump and J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance is absolutely sick of it.
Now, I've gotten a lot of flack in the last week because I have the audacity to suggest that before our leaders obsess over a Ukrainian and Russian border 6,000 miles away, maybe they better guarantee the sovereignty of their own country and their own border first. It's just time to stop. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of being told that we have to care more about people 6,000 miles away than we do people like my mom and my grandparents and all the kids who are affected by this crisis.
So turning America away from this form of globalism is Trump's new plan, and they want to kill him for it. I'll talk more about this plan in a minute. But first, yesterday, we learned that Biden's Department of Justice published a bounty letter calling for the assassination of President Trump. Yeah, they published Trump shooter Ryan Routh's letter that said, quote, "I'll pay anyone $150,000 who can complete the job." This is the same DOJ that couldn't release the Tennessee trans shooters manifesto, you know, the nut job that shut up a Christian school, but they can absolutely release a bounty letter to assassinate Trump. They really want him dead. In fact, we just learned from the former Attorney General Bill Barr, he said he was absolutely dumbfounded that the DOJ would release this letter, and he said the only reason they would do it is to risk further violence to the president. This was politically motivated. And this weekend, we learned that the deep state is actively trying to kill Trump by using any means necessary. According to Congressman Matt Gaetz, he's learned that 5 different kill teams are now actively trying to kill former President Trump.
I'll break a little news for you. I had a senior official from the Department of Homeland Security in my office before the second assassination attempt saying that what he has assessed is that there are 5 known assassination teams in the United States.
So there are 5, I just want to follow up, 5 assassination teams. Are they all targeting Trump? Is it other officials?
Yes. No, wow. I should have been clear about that. 5 teams that we know are targeting Trump.
According to the reports, 3 of the kill teams are said to be foreign and 2 are said to be of domestic origin. In other words, our federal government, our deep state cabal, is yes, actively trying to assassinate Trump to stop his election and his plan from being implemented. They are terrified. So why are they trying to kill him? Well, it's very simple. Follow the money. As we record this on this Tuesday morning in New York City, the United Nations is meeting to vote on their new plan for us all. It's called the Pact for the Future. And they've kept it hidden from you. But this new plan by the United Nations would essentially take the power out of our country's hands, place them into a global governing body. This is the United Nations 2.0. They will tell us what to eat, how to travel, how we conduct our finances, controlled by the World Bank. They don't want us using Bitcoin or any other self-empowering currency. They want control. This is happening in New York right now. I spoke to investigative journalist Derek Brose, who's at the United Nations as we speak, and he says Americans have no idea what's coming.
Of course, this whole thing is a major push towards a global government. They don't like to use those terms. They prefer multilateralism or global governance. But at the end of the day, it's the same thing. It's a more empowered UN to act, to compel nations to do whatever they want. And then the other important aspect that we can get into further is the financial aspect. They keep discussing the need for a new Bretton Woods moment. And of course, Bretton Woods is the post-World War II creation of the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank.
It's terrifying. These globalists will stop at nothing. But what they're really scared about is Trump's plan, which ends 70 years of the Bretton Woods Agreement. The agreement put in place after World War II. It worked for many years. America would protect all these countries if they used the US dollar as the reserve currency. America would close down factories, send those factories to your small country, and you would be able to build up some nice wealth. But you've got to use the US dollar. Well, Trump is about to kill all of that. The end of Bretton Woods. Bretton Woods has killed America, and Trump's plan kills it. Remember, Bretton Woods was implemented by a global cabal of millionaires. It's the exact opposite of what George Washington wanted. And there's been no one around to say enough is enough, this is stupid. You mean we're going to spend billions to build up Ukraine's military while our military is crumbling? You mean we're going to offshore this manufacturing so that Europe and other countries can become economic dynamos while America crumbles? Now Trump is about to drop the hammer with his new plan. Under this new Trump era, it's an era where America comes back to life. You take the advantages that you gave up to other countries, manufacturing, Bitcoin mining, AI development, energy production, all of it, and you bring it back to America once again. You may love Trump, you may hate Trump, it doesn't really matter. This plan is the reason they're trying to stop him. It's an end to the globalist agenda, and they're terrified of it. They're terrified of losing power. So that's the news update part of today's video. Now I want to talk about today's sponsor, which is tied directly to everything we just talked about, and Trump's plan to bring Bitcoin mining fully back to the United States. That company is DeFi Technologies. We'll have more on that part in a second. But first, some context. On July 27, 2024, I sat there for 48 minutes straight and listened to an unbelievable speech. It was pure common sense. And it doesn't matter if you're a supporter of President Trump or not, but his speech on Bitcoin and decentralization was eye-opening. And I'm going to link it below in the description so you can watch the whole thing. But he perfectly encapsulated one of the most important trends of the next decade: decentralization and deglobalization. This trend has already brought us more than 150% move in Bitcoin since June, and it's about to get a hell of a lot bigger. Because of a video, President Trump buying burgers last week, and he paid using Bitcoin. That just gives you a little glimpse into the mass adoption of cryptocurrency. Now, I want to say it without qualification, DeFi Technologies is my only large-scale investment in the cryptocurrency industry, and it's a wonderful business. By the way, one of you guys posted a comment last week and said, how much higher can DeFi go? Well, analysts and hedge fund managers believe much higher, which I'll show you in a second. So let's get right down to it. In 2024, Bitcoin is up 30%. Not bad. In 2024, DeFi Technology, the company we're talking about, is up 260%. So, not exactly apples to apples. And since September 2023, Bitcoin is up 115%. That's great. But again, DeFi is up 2,714%. So just so you understand, in the past 5 years, Bitcoin is up 471%. DeFi Technologies, the company we're talking about, is up 6,400%. Here's what hedge fund manager Eric Jackson had to say about DeFi Technologies. This is a slightly technical paragraph, but you've got to listen to this, and I'm going to quote it here, okay? Blended, this is 39x forward P/E multiple, which should be applied to DeFi to value the company. You get a currently implied share price today of $20.87 a share instead of $2.13 a share. Eric Jackson of EMG Capital is talking about a 1,000% move here for DeFi. And he said it to my friend Charles Payne over on Fox News, my old colleague at Fox. Now, when I began covering DeFi Technologies in June, the price per share was 80 cents a share. Today, the share is quoted at $2.11 as of this recording, yet the valuation is now cheaper, as you'll soon see. And in just 15 years, Bitcoin made its way from concept to the 9th largest asset class in the world. Now, during the Bitcoin conference, Donald Trump promised cryptocurrency would be mined, minted, and made in America. And he even coined this phrase, build the future, not block the future. He wants this to be completed within the first 100 days of his term, by the way. Now, I've held back on the urge to update you on DeFi Technologies here on the show for the past month because I wanted to hear their latest earnings call first. I believe you should hear it too. DeFi's management has officially filed for an uplisting to the NASDAQ stock market. Just so we're all on the same page, that means if accepted, the many funds, the institutions, money managers, all of them who can't buy shares right now would finally be able to buy shares. That's huge news, guys. If this is your first time learning about DeFi Technologies, I want to help explain what the company does to generate so much revenue and drive so much impressive net income. So DeFi Technologies announced second quarter 2024 financial results, achieving its strongest financial quarter to date. The main business driver is the 100% owned Valor Asset Management Company that provides ETPs for the cryptocurrency industry in Europe and is expanding into new frontiers. ETPs are Europe's version of exchange-traded funds. Now, the key to the success of this business is that Valor obtained their licenses early, many years early. And this regulatory process takes years for new people to jump in. So Valor can continue to be the industry leader while competitors are tied up with all that red tape. Like even if BlackRock wanted to try to get in on the ETF or the ETP game for crypto, it would take years to go through the licensing process. The real kick to revenues and extreme profitability comes from DeFi's infrastructure because the company earns 8 to 10% on assets under management through a combination of management fees, staking, and lending as well. If you have any friends in the financial industry, ask them if any company or fund or ETF provider earns 8 to 10% on assets under management. They'll be flabbergasted by those numbers. Now, this didn't satisfy the management, and when the chance arose to actually build an arbitrage trading desk from scratch, they took it. And in the span of a few short months, the division has generated $97 million in revenues. Yes, just at their arbitrage trading desk. So here's a quick overview of the valuation as of today, as of this Tuesday. Their market cap, $657 million. Cash on hand, $40 million. Their crypto holdings, $15 million. Their enterprise value, $600 million. So if DeFi Technologies generated a net income of $66.5 million in the recent quarter, then the company's P/E ratio is 3. 3. If you understand those numbers, then I think you understand why I'm so excited about this company, and I have been. You've got some thinking to do right now. Do your own due diligence on this company. All of it is out there. It's a publicly traded company. Do all of your own homework on this and study it for yourself. I'll link below to their website and their latest earnings report. And don't forget to watch President Trump's speech that I've also linked up below. And we'll see you next time, everyone.